Very good afternoon to all our viewers today, and wishing you all a very happy Ram Navami. Today we have with us a very distinguished and versatile political leader and very seasoned political leader. He started his journey as an editor of the Daily News, a popularly daily in English printed by the Hyderabad. He was a cabinet minister in the three consecutive governments in the state of Andhra Pradesh, holding important portfolios like education, industry, and labor. He has also won the national award for the feature film, the Telugu feature film Nimajanam, as a producer and screenplay writer. He is the chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee, Industries, and a member of Rajya Sabha from Telangana. Let us all welcome Dr. Keshava Rao. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good. Thank you very
Uh,
much.
so, so, thank you for joining us today. You have been in the public life for more than 3 decades. What was the reason that you joined politics, and what changes did you wanted to make?
First, let me correct you. I'm here for last 6 decades, not three.
Oh, okay,
I'm
sir.
80, I'm 83 now, running 83 years. And I have joined politics as a university president, not college, but university president at the age of 23. Then I have been in so-called active politics because you said what interested you in coming to politics. My interest was people, persons, and the affairs surrounding me. So I always took interest as a student, both at the high school level to the college, the university level, and the national level. And later I became the Youth Congress president and the party functionary. And I've been something like a permanent fixture as far as the party is concerned because I've been general secretary for more than 5 terms and vice president for more than 3 terms. Then I headed the party as the president of the Pradesh Congress Committee of Undivided Andhra Pradesh. I continued there. Then I went to working committee of the All India Congress Committee, the highest decision-making body, and I was in charge of 4 states like West Bengal, Assam, Jharkhand, and Andaman Nicobar. So tried to help my own party colleagues in their affairs. This is how my interest went on, the journey went on. But my interest, as I told you, is social awareness and social consciousness. Always there is a misnomer thinking that politicians are somebody coming from another world or whatever it is. According to me, when I have an urge for a school, let me say a school in my village, I go and propagate for it. And I became a social worker. When I don't get that school, then I go and collect the signatures from all the people. Then I may become an activist, social activist. When I don't get it, then I go and contest myself as a serpent. So to get the then I became public worker. I became a serpent, then I became a politician. So politician is evolution of a social urge, social activism. So I am one of those who have been always interested in these social affairs, social surrounding, people, and their affairs. So public affairs. That is how I came. The 6 decades I have been there. I have held, as you have yourself pointed out, many positions from right from the ordinary thing to the PCC, then PCC president, then to the AICC, then the working committee, and all those things. And now in the TRS, because of Telangana, I had joined TRS at a time when the Congress was not heeding to my advice as a CWC member also. So I had to get with a heavy heart. Otherwise, I hold Congress as one of a party with no alternative. It's one of the best parties that you have. I know. But I had no alternative to my Telangana also. So I had to take some decision somewhere. This is how I started it.
Thank you so much, sir. So, in 6 years, 6 decades of long journey, what were the most difficult decisions of your life that you had to make?
As I told you, perhaps many difficulties I have faced. 6 decades is not an ordinary thing for you to tell me. But the toughest decision that I had to take was to quit my own party, my mother party, which breeded me, which brought me up, which made me my own as far as my personality is concerned. That is Congress Party. I had to decide to quit Congress Party to join Telangana Rashtra Samithi because I was fighting for the separate state of Telangana. And as a president of the Congress Party also, although the party did not take a decision, I differed with it, I rebelled, I had my own views, I always pleaded for separate Telangana, whether one liked it or not. Even my top leader, whom I have a greatest respect, Sonia Gandhi ji, she did not agree. But I said, look, I also don't agree, but rather alternatives. So Telangana became my thing, and I had to take some decision somewhere or other. The letter I wrote to her was, while which is very heavy art, I decided to quit the party, which has brought me up. Although I agree, there is no alternative to Congress in political field with its policies. I had no alternative also to my passion for separate state, so I had to quit. That was the one of the hardest decisions I had taken.
All right, sir. Well, it's well for you worked for the cause, and thus you did that. Now, Telangana is an agrarian state, and there have been challenges for farmers for paddy procurement by the central government. What is your take on the same?
Well, we are in the fight, miss the fight. Tomorrow we are going to have the national rally right in Delhi. The people from Telangana are coming here. The farmers and the workers are coming. We are holding a dharna at our Ashoka Road, a big dharna joined by all people. This is not without a reason, a cause. You see, the practice has been, as far as our procurement policies are concerned, or the Food Security Act is concerned, that we grow. It is a farmer who grows the crop. Once he does it, the marketable surplus, that is after the what the local market can consume or the farmer wants to keep. Besides that, whatever is available as marketable surplus, this is given to FCI. Or more so after this PDS has come in, public distribution system has come in. And because the FCI has good godown system and infrastructure, it buys from us. In the um, other method, there are two methods. First is it is a government, state government which buys. Then we mill it, customized milling. Then the rice, when it comes, the rice we sell it to the center. Unfortunately, after this 70 years of our independence, now today we are at a point where the central government says they would not procure paddy a particular variety. Of course, it is there in the book that they don't take they take all the market surplus subject to variety. They read according to their own calculations. They need, they say, but unfortunately, as nature would have it, we have in the rainy season a regular rice. But in Rabi season, that is in the summertime, we have two crops in a year. In the Rabi season, that is summer crop, it is broken rice. To make it big, we boiled it, moisturized it in the milling and boiled it. And we have been selling this boiled rice for last 10, 20 years. And the center has been lifting them. Now they say they don't have a market for boiled rice. Though I don't agree with this at all because there is a world market and millions of tons the central government is exporting, whether it is under unitarian ground or under G to G, government to government, whatever it is, but it is exporting the, the broken rice. So I have a broken rice today. My farmer produces. He can't do anything. The only complaint I can make is to make a complaint to God, whose address I don't know. Because nature produces that way in the summer. I can't do anything. I have to diversify my crop, which I'm doing. Last year, when I was told that the government of India is not prepared to take the boiled rice, I thought of diversifying, and today 32 lakh acres is reduced as far as the paddy cultivation is concerned in the summer. Like this, we are trying ourselves and we are asking the center to cooperate with us. What we are saying is, let us all put together, join together to diversify the crop and motivate the farmer who has been practicing this cultivation for last 1000 years. You can't expect all of a sudden to switch it on like electricity and the bulb and light comes on. So the question is this procurement. Last time when we went for procurement, we gave boiled rice 40 lakh tons last year. This year nothing. They have not taken anything. What is on our request they have increased it to 10 lakh more, and keeping the sword on our neck. They said they took a in writing an agreement from us that we will not supply boiled rice anymore. And this year, when we have come to this pass, they are saying they will not lift anything. But thing is, today 50% of the 50% has been brought down, but 50% of the paddy that is on the roads, the streets, in the market yards, in the market yard is they were broken rice or the boiled rice. So this is the thing. So what we are asking is three things. Please let us sit together, sort out this problem. There is a problem with me, with Orissa, with Tamil Nadu. So we can sit together and do it. Three, find an international market. And since we need to stock them, let us use the FCI godown facilities and do that. Three, since export is in the hands of the central government, let them find the market for us and we'll cooperate. These are the three things we are asking for this. And above all, umbrella thing is, we are saying let us have a uniform national procurement policy. Because what is happening? Punjab has only two crops. One is wheat and another is rice. Total rice, they take away all this rice from them. 100%, whatever they produce. Here, our rice production is divided into 2 months, different seasons, difference with a few months. So they are not taking, they are only taking rainy season paddy and the rabi crop, that is summer crop, they are not taking it. So this should not be there. There has to be some kind of uniform national procurement policy which will be uh, in place and will be practiced by all the people and will be adopted by all the people. This is what exactly is our problem is the procurement policy of the government of India.
Thank you for keeping your point of view, sir. It's highly appreciated. Now, you are also a committee member of industries. There are challenges for the mines and minerals industry, especially to curb the pollution levels. And also, we have observed the use of minor kids into this. One of our audience has spoken about it. So, what are the initiatives that you are planning to undertake to stop the pollution, to control the pollution level, and to stop the use of minor kids in the mining area?
See, question is, all this came up, the pollution goes with the mining. After all, there is dust, there is the many things along with it. Drilling, the water, air pollution, then the sound pollution, all these things. The CAG has given a report, very damaging report, stating that we are not following anything in this year. Although we have national environmental policy, but this there are guidelines. These are not being practiced by the miners, and this is really causing a lot of things. But let me put to you instead of going into details and technicalities of it. Thing is, the first problem you have is the uh, air pollution. So for that, the instead of crying over it, what we need to do is we must see that the roads that we pave are blacktop, are not dust raising. Then we must also water those roads and the surrounding. This is how we can uh, control the dust and also the air pollution thereby. Then there is a question of what is known as your water pollution. In the water pollution, what you do is um, uh, you water the water the pollutants. You take regular checkup, monitor it to see that the water pollution is not there, is not, it is controlled, checked. This should be done by the miners. It is ICL, for example, India Coal Limited. It has taken a lot of things and its own units are working it out. There is a regular monitoring committee which is looking into these things. So air pollution, then you have as I said, sound pollution is there. The machineries that we use, we have to be remodeled to control that. Then we have a water pollution. The control measures I have said there are many. Then vibration, that is also there. That also can be looked into through whatever it is. The plantation is a very important thing. Around these mines, you must have the greenery. You must plant sample, have trees, and there that would take at least 50% of the burden of this pollution, pollutants. So this kind of a thing, you see, our sees a all this mining is coming to us through the coal mining. That is a big thing. Other mining, the iron ore or other thing, we don't have that much problem except the air pollution. But here in this coal, there is a big problem. Overburden is there. How you dispose the overburden is a problem. So we have given something like 12 to 13 points where these issues are becoming serious and severe. So to control this, we have national environmental control policy that must be very strictly looked into it. Then it has to be monitored and checked regularly.
Thank you, sir. And on the question of miners being used in the illegal mines, any thoughts on the same?
No, illegal mining is one of the bane of this country. It is usually what there is nothing like illegal mining. Once you abandon a particular mine, then illegal mining takes place. People still go there to uh, catch the water, the remains, exploit the remains. So this is illegal mining. In the illegal mining, they don't follow the rules I have told you, environmental rules that I have talked, advisory that we have talked about, is not being followed by them, and this is adding easily 10 to 15% to our problems. So that is how the illegal mining takes place.
All right. Um, uh, uh, Forwarding to the next question, unemployment is a global issue. Presently, COVID has made a lot of people out of jobs. Now, a lot of new skills are coming into picture. What skills should we impart to the upcoming youth in order to make them more employable?
Let me first correct you. Don't think the unemployment is a problem that is an offshoot of COVID. What was unemployment rate? 7% pre-COVID, continues to be 7.7 pro-COVID. So the employment is not affected by it. It did create unemployment situation during 2 year period. People were sent out, particularly this service sector. But unemployment is one of the biggest problems for us because we always talk about development, but we don't understand development is not creating assets. It is creating the asset manager, that is the worker, that is the people, so the employed. So we need to look into employment. When the assessment of evaluation of any project should go by the employment it generates for the society. So that is important. Unfortunately, the latest report which I saw last April 2020, uh, one I think 21 was 12% above the 18 years group, which is absolutely not acceptable. So this is unemployment thing. Now what we should do is, hitherto, years back, I'm talking about 2, 3 decades back, Any license for a new industry used to be prioritized on the basis of the employment it generates. So we don't just give, although automation has come now, digital has come now, so it will certainly affect what I am saying, what I am trying to argue or put the case before you. But nonetheless, we should look to the fact that we encourage that kind of activity in industry, particularly manufacturing, let us say, which gives the employment. Although infrastructure development and road buildings or the construction activity, they give worker very temporarily. This type of things look into. We should get into the manufacturing sector, which will give the employment, and this should be backed by a regular concrete program known as skilling program. Skill training, new is training of skills is something which this country should look into, and this can only be done through a triangular arrangement: the industry, the the training institute, and the man who is getting trained. These three people to join together to think of a program which gives the employment, which solves the employment problem, or at least concerns itself with the employment situation.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, many students leave the country to pursue higher education, especially we engineers, we usually leave in order to pursue research and development abroad. Uh, because the R&D and similar activities are more funded abroad. What measures could the government take in order to curb the heavy brain drain that happens?
If a sincere student asks me this question, I would welcome it. But that is not the case at all. Today, the engineers like you go there not for research. Give me how many people have gone into research and development? People have gone there. Research and development is that doesn't have the boundaries. It is international. So anybody who goes abroad to seek the research and development is not is one known as a brain drain. Certainly not. Is going. But we are going for our jobs. Because we don't get jobs immediately, we pursue further studies in the same discipline, engineering, so that that is acceptable there, and we do it. So you go to do your regular job, and don't tell me, don't use the word R&D when you say it good. And don't use the word brain drain, because brain drain is not there at all in the world. Once you really develop the brain for the research, development, wherever you are, biotech from here is catering to the needs of the entire world.
I agree with you, sir. I'm in India only, uh, and I'm pursuing entrepreneurship.
Correct.
So,
Nice. So nice of
uh,
you.
thank you, sir. I'm trying to
Yes, sir.
create employment in this country.
Good,
So,
good, good.
uh, following to the next
All people
question,
must,
sir.
all people should be harshas.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So, following to the next question, although 70% of the Godavari and Krishna River flows through the state still faces scarcity of water for even one crop. How do you think this situation could be
I,
improvised?
I don't know how you got these figures at all, because Krishna Godavari, whatever 70% is all right, something 71, because Godavari is 73%, and this is 69%, 67. So average it can work out to 71. I have no objection to that. But Krishna Godavari, to say it is not settlement. There is one. Let us understand. It's a complex subject. One is Krishna Godavari are the two rivers, the major rivers that flow through the Telangana. That flow through Andhra Pradesh, earlier erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, undivided Andhra Pradesh. Though our share was 71%, they flow lot of them. But yet, because we were not ruling, that is why we asked for separate Telangana. Today, we are, besides new projects we are thinking of, today we have what is known lift irrigation schemes, lifting the water from the present rivers like Kaleshwaram, the world, one of the one of the uh, big projects that we have built, which gives 96 lakh acres water to 96 lakhs. To say the first crop is not getting the water is wrong. We are today in India on the top after Punjab. We are the paddy growers. What we were at the age, we were in the height of figure 18 or 17 in the category. Today we are number two, and more than 1.5 crore acres are brought under cultivation. This again is the number two in the country, and sorry, number one in the country. So to say that we are not able to give the first water for the first crop also is wrong. What is happening is because we are new state, we are asking under the law, under the constitution, that once there is a state, it should get the new tribunal to distribute the water. Earlier, the Krishna Godavari River Board used to distribute water between two regions of one state, that is Telangana region and Andhra region. We are saying that tribunal should not work. New tribunal has to be appointed because I'm a new state. Let us redraw the entire plan. This is my stand. Otherwise, we are not suffering that much. We are asking for our own rights, and we are getting that right. Something is less now, but that we will get it. So we have never bothered about that.
All right, so thank you. So, from the environment perspective, there is a challenge of deforestation in the state due to podu cultivation. This has created a lot of climate change issues. How successful is the current scheme of TRS to address the challenge by doing reforestation in the periphery areas of the forest land?
You see, what is a very critical subject to handle. But at the same time, paradoxically, it is not that serious as people really talk about. Odu culture is a cultivation done on the peripheries of a forest where the trees are not there. If the trees are there, they don't. In the core forest areas, there is some kind of a cultivation which we have to remove it. We have a problem on that. We have to remove it. In Telangana, today our greenery has gone up by 7.7%, to be precise, within last 7 years. This is despite the fact that 10,000 acres being converted to developmental work, not necessarily for Podu, but developmental works also taken for the roads or this and that. So this only gives evidence. It is evidence enough to say that our afforestation scheme is larger than what people really expect. Now, there is another 7 lakh acres of acres which is under Podu cultivation, total Podu cultivation. If only we can bring it back to afforestation scheme, then much more can be done for our afforestation and other things. So, what I like to tell you is our afforestation schemes and programs are going on very well. As I said, Podu very marginally affects the pace of afforestation uh, because it says that we grow. So we can solve this problem by providing alternative employment to these Podu culturists, people, particularly tribals who go to there. We need to give them the alternative employment, give them alternative vocation like sheep breeding, poultry, and other things, so that they uh, keep away from this kind of a cultivation in the afforestation, prospective afforestation areas.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to also thank some of our viewers who commented and who raised their question. Mr. Dev Kumar Varma, Mr. Faizullah Rifai, Mr. Girish Aradhyay on environment. So, any final message for all our viewers and to the youth of India on how they could serve the country more and how they could join in your missions?
Now, what I'm saying is the issues that you have flagged are the issues which are there existing, or not easy, but at the same time not unmanageable, and they do not do any kind of complacency on your part. We have to be alert every time for every issue. But all the issues, you look around yourself 360 degrees around, then you find one issue or the other which is trying to overshadow the other. Unless we tackle them right through the bud, we will not be able to do it. And I only ask all our youth, students, and particularly technical professionals to concentrate not through the theories but through practice. That is what is the word today is applied sciences. Apply your mind, apply your knowledge, apply your techniques so that you solve the problem, however small it is. That will lead to the solution in a bigger level.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today on Youth
Thank you.
Questions. We thank you and happy
Thank
Ram
you. Thank you very
Navami
much.
to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.